Hello students, I'm Mrs. Vijaya Joshi from Deccan Education Society School. Today we are going to learn very famous poem written by the great poet William Shakespeare. All the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. Who doesn't know these famous lines and this famous poem written by Shakespeare? Yes, in this poem, Shakespeare has described all the 7 stages of life. Let us move on to the PowerPoint presentation. Before we begin with the poem, let us see the warming up activities from the textbook. As you can see on the slide, these are 7 wonders of the world. Why this 7? Number 7 is a symbol of perfection. Let us see what all the things number 7 represents. 7 wonders of the world, Christ the Redeemer statue, then Great Wall of China, then Machu Picchu, which is in Peru, Petra in Jordan, then Roman Colosseum, which is in Rome, yes, Taj Mahal, which is in India, and Chichen Itza. These are the 7 wonders of the world. Yes, 7 continents of the world. North America, South America, Antarctica, Africa, Europe, Asia, and Australia. Then 7 oceans of the world. Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, North Atlantic Ocean, South Atlantic Ocean, Southern Ocean, South Pacific, and North Pacific Ocean. These are the 7 oceans of the world. Rainbow also has 7 colors. It is called as a vibgyor. Violet, blue, yellow, red, indigo, green, and orange. And how can we forget the 7 musical notes? Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni. So these are the things which represents the number 7. It is perfection. Next activity from the textbook, as we said, Shakespeare has compared life with a stage. Now, let us see these things. Life is a journey. As we grow older, we understand it better. Next, life is compared with a game. Life is a game and we need to follow rules and regulations. Life is a highway, something interesting. Life is a highway with new turns and twists. Now, can you do it, students? If I say, life is a book, life is a book. Explore beautiful things with each new page. Life is a rainbow, full of colorful, yes, 7 colors. Life is rainbow. You need both sunshine and rain to make its color appear. Yes, students, we need sunshine as well as rain to make its color appear, all those 7 colors. Life is a riddle, isn't it? Yes. If life is a riddle, then you need to solve it patiently. And the last, if life is a season, yes, if life is a season, embrace each season with great enthusiasm. Then only you can enjoy life. If life is a season, then embrace each season with great enthusiasm. Before we begin with the poem, let us see some information about Shakespeare, the great writer. William Shakespeare, born on 26th April 1564 and died on 23rd April 1616. He was an English poet, playwright, and actor, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's greatest dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon. The word bard means poet who travels across the cities telling stories or makes live performance. The term bard also means professional poet who composes songs, epic or heroic poems for his master or nobleman. But in literature, bard means a great poet. And in his 20 years of writing career, Shakespeare had written 37 plays, 154 sonnets, and influenced the world of literature. So he's called as the bard. Stratford-upon-Avon near Birmingham is the native city of Shakespeare, and so he is called as a great poet of Avon, Bard of Avon. This is the birthplace of Shakespeare in Stratford-upon-Avon. As I said, in his writing career, he wrote many plays and sonnets and novels. These are some of the famous dramas written by Shakespeare: Twelfth Night, Julius Caesar, Macbeth, Hamlet. There are many more. Before we begin with the poem, let us see what is the background of the poem. All the World's a Stage is a poem written by William Shakespeare. In fact, it was not a poem earlier, but a monologue from the maestro's As You Like It. This monologue is said by Melancholy Jacks in Act 2, Scene 7. As the speech begins, 7 different stages of a man's life are all that can come into your mind. Each and every word is so beautifully written that you can actually imagine everything that is written, just like a movie running in front of your eyes. The 7 stages of a man's life also refer to the 7 ages of man. These ages are infant, school-going boy, lover or a teenager, soldier or a fighter, justice, or you can say ability to understand the right and wrong in the life, or the one who takes wise decisions, and old man, and the last stage, a very old age, which is also called as a second childhood. In this poem, Shakespeare has compared life with a stage. He has used different words to beautify the poem in a wonderful way. Let us begin with the poem. The first stanza. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his lifetime plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. Students, all the meanings of the new words are written there. Let us see that. Players means actors, entrances means birth, exit means death, and 7 ages refers to the 7 stages of man's life. All the world's a stage. The poem begins with this line. In this line, the poet compares this world to a stage, and all the men and women are actors on the stage of this life, on this world, who are playing their roles. And all these people have different routes to enter this stage and exit this stage of life. They enter the stage when they are born and leave or take an exit this stage when they die. Every person during his lifetime plays many parts. These parts are called 7 stages of life. Now students, here we can see poet Shakespeare's deep knowledge about human life when he says all the men and women are players. They are like actors. We play our roles when we take an entry and exit. When do we take an entry? When we are born, we take an entry, and when we die, that is our exit. And during this time from birth to death, we play many parts. These are the 7 stages of our life. Let's move on to the second stanza. This is the first stage. First stage is of an infant. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. The meaning of the words mewling and puking. Mewling means to cry weakly, and puking means throwing up something or vomiting. So the stage first, or the stage 1, is of an infant. In this stage, child or an infant who is helpless in his mother's arm. He is unaware of his surroundings. He is only mewling and puking. It means he is only crying and vomiting. So the first stage, or we can also say the entry on the stage of life where a child is helpless and is completely dependent on his mother. The stage of this infant where child or an infant is completely dependent on his mother. He's unaware of the surroundings. This is the second stage of a schoolboy. Then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwillingly to school. Whining or whine, which is a root form of the verb, whine. It means high-pitched complaining cry. Satchel, it means a school bag. And unwillingly, it means reluctantly or not willingly. The second stage is of a schoolboy who unwillingly, reluctantly goes to school. He goes to school early in the morning with a shining face. He carries his school bag and creeps. Creeps means walk very slowly like a snail. And students, why do you think that he is walking slowly? Yes, you guessed it right. Because he does not want to go to school. That is why he was creeping like a snail, walking slowly. So he creeps like a snail. In this stage, the schoolboy complains all the time. Students, you can see as the child reaches to the next stage of life, he is losing his innocence. He is losing his one or the other quality. In the first stage, we have seen when he was an infant, he was completely dependent on his mother. And then a schoolboy who's always complaining because he doesn't want to go to school. Let us move on to the next stage. Third stage. Third stage is of a lover, or you can say teenager. And then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. This is a phrase, sighing like furnace. It means, or it refers to the stage in a young man's life. It represents the young man's life or stage in a young man's life. Woeful ballad, it means sad narrative poem or a song. Now, a small school boy turns into a teenager or a lover who sings woeful ballad for his beloved. Woeful means sad and ballad means a kind of a narrative poem with short stanzas. But the mood of this poetry is sad. In the early adolescence, this is a stage of early adolescence, this boy is full of energy. He does everything to please, to make happy his beloved. He is sighing like furnace. In this age or in this stage, love is a driving force in his life. He sighs like a furnace. It means he burns with emotion, he burns with passion for his beloved. He writes songs in praise of his beloved's eyebrow. He sings sad songs to the beauty of his lover. So this is the stage where love is a driving force for him. Let us move on to the next stage. Stage 4 of a soldier or a fighter. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. Pard, it's a poetical short form of leopard. Bubble reputation, this phrase, it means reputation is like a bubble, as short and delicate. And cannon's mouth, it means facing great danger to life. So let us see what is the role of a soldier or a fighter in the life. The fourth stage is of a soldier or a fighter. He is very aggressive in nature and bearded like leopard. This is the stage where he defends his manhood. He is so aggressive that he expects that everyone should respect him. He is fearful like a leopard, full of anxiety and adventure, and also quick-tempered. In this stage, the soldier or a fighter is quick-tempered. Since he is warm-blooded, he looks for temporary reputation or fame. And to achieve this fame, he is even ready to go into the mouth of a cannon. Dear students, I'll repeat. He looks for temporary reputation or fame, and to achieve this fame, He is even ready to go into the mouth of a cannon. It means he endangers his life. He puts his life into danger. And why? To get reputation. He's possessive about his reputation. He's jealous and strong enough to fight against anyone who questions his honor. He goes to the extreme level to get that temporary success or honor or pride. Honor and pride are more important in his life. Let us move on to the next stage. Stage 5, a wise justice. And then the justice in fair round belly with good capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise sauce and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The fifth role is that of a matured middle-aged man with a round belly. In this stage, a man tries to live a fair and justified life. His eyes are serious. He is a man full of wisdom. He takes a lot of correct decisions because he has seen the world and gained experience. He has seen many ups and downs in his life, and maybe his failure or maybe success must have taught him many new things in life. He is keen on a justice and has opinions on many current issues. And what are those current issues? Maybe like a politics, education, and there are many more. He is aware of his surroundings. He keeps himself updated. And what is happening in this world? Yes, he is aware of his surroundings. He becomes mature and experienced that he gives advice to young generation. With good capon lined, it means with excessive fat from the careless eating habit. Yes, this is a physical appearance of this stage where a man in his fair round belly with good capon lined and wise sayings, wise saws, it means the experience which he has gained throughout his life. Now this is the second last stage, stage 6 of an old man. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful horse well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank and his big manly voice. Turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Yes, there are many new words which you can learn from this stanza. Lean means weak, youthful horse, it means close-fitting covering for your legs. Shank, legs, here it is knee to ankle. Treble, it means thrice, here 3 times weaker than. In the sixth stage, man has become old with thin legs in slippers and loose pants. He has spectacles on his nose and pouch by his side. It means loose skin. Pouch by his side, it means loose skin. He has become very weak. His vision has become blurred. His close-fitting pants or stockings are now loose for his thin and weak legs, which have shrunk with age. His loud voice, which was once manly, has now become childish and shrill. It means there is a whistling sound whenever he speaks because there are no teeth in his mouth. So this is the second last stage of life. Let us move on to the last stage of life, that is also called as a second childhood. Last scene of all that ends this strange eventful history is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Yes. Seventh or the last stage of man's life. In this stage, he changes from old age to the oldest. In this period, all the life which has been previously full of strange events come to an end. He enters into his second childhood. Again, in this stage, he is unaware of what is happening around him. I hope students you remember what I have described about the first stage of an infant, where he was also unaware of his surroundings and completely dependent. Even in the last stage, the oldest stage, this man is unaware of what is happening around him. He forgets everything. His memory has become weak. He loses his teeth. This final stage is without teeth, eyesight, without taste, and without everything. This is the last stage in which he completes the drama of his life and leaves the stage of this world. This is the stage where he is ready to take exit anytime. With the stage of an infant, he takes entry, and in the last stage of an oldest man, he takes exit of his life from this world. Yes, students, we have seen how beautifully Shakespeare has described all the 7 stages of life. There are many poetic devices or figures of speech he has used. Let us see the examples of some of them. There are 2 major poetic devices used in this poem, that is simile and metaphor. Examples of simile: creeping like a snail, soldier, bearded like the pard, or sighing like a furnace. Examples of metaphor in the poem: the entire poem itself is more like a symbolism. Men and women merely players. It means here men and women are portrayed as players, whereas life is portrayed as the stage. Repetition, another figure of speech used in this poem. Words like sans, we have seen this word in the last stage, sans teeth, sans eyes. The words like sans, age, etc. are repeated. Alliteration, examples are with a woeful ballad and for his shrunk shank. There is a difference between repetition and alliteration. In repetition, words are repeated, and in the figure of speech alliteration, sound is repeated. See the last example, alliteration with a woeful ballad. Here, the sound of w is repeated, and shrunk shank, the sound of sh is repeated. Students, we have seen that the poem is entirely metaphorical. Let us see the comparisons from the poem. World is compared with stage, actors with players, birth and death, entrance and exits, schoolboy compared with a snail, the lover's sigh compared with furnace, spotted leopard with a soldier, and last stage, that is the oldest or the old age, is compared with childhood. Let us see the appreciation of poem. The poem All the World's a Stage by William Shakespeare is taken from his play As You Like It. It is a monologue by one of the characters in the play. In this poem, Shakespeare compares life to a stage where the drama of human life is enacted. He has described 7 stages of man's life, each having its own quality. The theme of the poem is cycle of life. It tells us how one starts life as an infant, helpless child in his mother's arm, and ends in the same way without being aware of what is happening around. The poem is written in a blank verse. However, there is no rhyme scheme but a steady rhythm of 5 beats in each line. There are many figures of speech such as simile, metaphor, alliteration, and transferred epithet. For example, men and women merely players, the example of metaphor, and with a woeful ballad, example of transferred epithet. The narrative style and technique of imagery used by the poet gives continuity to the poem, where one stage smoothly goes into the next. I'm sure students, you must have experienced, or maybe all the stages, 7 stages of life must have come in front of your eyes. That's the beauty of language or description by Shakespeare. Thank you.